because I know it's been a super long day already. Okay, what was your question?
How do you turn out good?
You know, my birth mom had a rotten brain too, and I left when I was 12 after I took care of Chloe for that first year. So she was always gone. She was always, doing drugs or sleeping with people or strangers, just inappropriate, risky behavior, right? And I think probably when I was about 8 or so, I knew she wasn't like other moms, and I got really angry. So that same rage that you guys feel sometimes, I used to get that too. But then I'd see Grandpa Scott, and I'd be like, I'd rather be like him than be like her, because she's not successful at all. No one wants to be around her. Her own family didn't want to be around her. When she died, she didn't have any friends except for one drug addict who wanted to take her winter coat. And I said, yeah, sure, I guess if that's where your head's at, when she's dead in the other room.
Why would you want a winter coat?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'd resell it for drugs or something. I don't know. But I was like, yeah, take what you want and get out of here. I'm kind of dealing with something right now. And she was literally dead in the next room. And I had to go get Chloe from 2nd grade, because Chloe was in 2nd grade when our birth mom died. So it's not that, look at me, it's not that people don't have thoughts or feelings of anger or rage, but it's that we have to choose. So when I pray at night alone in my room, one of the things in my prayers is always, please help me to step back instead of towards when I'm angry. Because I can get angry too, Yeah, and I don't want to be that person. So I choose, do I want to be like this? No, I don't. But what can I do to impact you the best way? Because my number one job in anything is you and your sister. I want things from my life, but this has been number one since you guys came. You understand that?
Yes.
Yeah. I make choices every day. You made me mad earlier today in the room, and I wanted to beat your ass. So I said, go to your room, right? So that I wouldn't beat your ass. That's real. People deal with their feelings, but they choose. And you're going to spend the rest of your life choosing. Right?
Yes.
Because you've seen what are options. You don't want to be like that. And that's what it is. I didn't want to be like my birth mom. I saw an example, Grandpa Scott, and he was different from her. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to turn out like anybody, it best damn be him. Because I hated her so much. She pissed me off, made me so angry. She was rude, she was unkind, she was kind of useless, I thought. So, that's my own birth mom, right? It's frustrating. And you have to find other ways to cope. Because you can't take things out on other people. And you can't keep getting in trouble. Alright? Do you have any other questions?
Did my birth mom, did she have a connection with other people?
It's a good question. When people are criminals, they have criminal behavior, then they seek to find out other people like themselves. So when Kanai was talking about, vaping and trying to find someone that she could unmask around, that was that criminal behavior coming out and her trying to find somebody else who would put up with her being, a piece of trash. So we all have it in us, and we have to decide, do I want to follow that, or do I want to do better? Because I don't want to end up like my birth mom. Like I said, at her funeral, people came, but they came to see me and Chloe. They did not care if she was dead or alive. She had worn out everybody by that point. I don't think you want that. You want people to care about you, right? You want to have friends that are real. Not people who want to come take your stuff when you're dead, right? Yeah.
I know, some people, would take, something small others to remember them.
That would be somebody that has empathy. I think when you're a drug addict and you're currently on drugs, then you just think, what can I get with drugs? And they take stuff and they pawn it or they steal it, swap it. Drugs takes your brain the way it is, and it's like an apple, and it rots it. It rots your brain. It makes people nasty. Yeah.
Also, I have another question. How did my birth mom turn out like she is?
Probably some genetics. Probably some being stuck in inner city Chicago. So unlike you guys, she didn't get out. And we can have empathy or care for that, but also acknowledge that she's who she is and that I wouldn't trust her anywhere near me or you guys. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not the side that I want to be on. I want to be like, oh yeah, like your birth mom, you know, the story I've always told you guys, that women have an option and they're smart and they'll find a way. But some people are rotten in the brain and they're going to have a kid and they're going to use it for manipulation. And that's what my birth mom did too. And it's not a fun story, is it? It's sad. So I'm sorry that that's a part of your story too. But if we keep pretending that it's not, then you guys are going to carry that rage inside of you. And you're not going to know where to put it. Yeah? What's your forehead crinkled up for?
Just get mad about how like other people, like if they have to live with like someone like that, like for their whole life, and people who lived with that. I'm just mad about the people who are doing that.
Yeah, they're going to make somebody else's brain rotten, aren't they?
And then it's gonna keep on passing down and down.
That's a scary thing. I don't want that for you guys.
But how did the world even go bad? Like, because God, he did flooding the whole earth. Only the Noah and his family and all the animals survived it. But how? And then wouldn't that mean like only good people will be on Earth then?
Humans are another type of animal almost. So we have free will, and sometimes we don't think of Hashem or God. We don't think of Him, and we just act out of greed or out of the negative commandments. And when we do whatever we want, and we don't have God in mind, then we become just like animals. Right? Because people would steal just because they wanted something. They would take what's not theirs because they want something. They would lie about their neighbors. They would go against all of God's rules. So if we follow the commandments and we try to be a good person, we choose to be a good person, that's the right path.
Did people eat, like, were people, like, because, like, the first people on earth were Adam and Eve, they weren't apes, right? They were just people.
Yeah, Christianity follows that line. You know, you read when you're bored. You can read Torah anytime. And you got those kids' books. They're illustrated. They got pictures in them too. Any more questions? Being a person of Hashem, being a person of God, being godly, what would you do differently than what you did today, or with pulling a knife?
I would shout and tell her to get off me and scream help.
Yeah. And it sounds like Nazir and some other people were there, so you could have got help.
But I don't think they wanted to interfere.
But she's not bigger than you. She's like your height, right? When we went to apologize to her dad, you're the same height as her.
She must have higher shoes because, like, she's taller than me.
You know, also it's a sin to lie. You got a lot of work to do, huh? I hope that you do. I'd like to see you grow up and be a grown-up tomorrow versus in kid prison, right? Because if we have to trade custody for care, is what it's called, then I don't get to see you till you're 18. And that's only if you want to, because hopefully you'll be free, right? So I know you're tiny right now, but a lot can change with the decisions you make, right? What's going on?
Crying about all the behaviors and everything I done to the past to you.
It's good to cry and let it out. Would you like to ask Dalton to pray with you?